My name is Stacey Garwe, and the moment when I experienced failure that really challenged me was when I was trying to get my driver's license. I remember it was around 2020 November, and I started going for my driving lessons. And I was very enthusiastic, and I had confidence that the first time I would go for my driving test, I would pass. And when I went for my first driving test, my legs shook like they had never shook before because of the anxiety. And unfortunately, I failed, which was a really big blow for me and made me rethink my whole confidence that I had before. And I remember going again several other times, about 5 times that month, to go for my test, thinking, no, the next time I'm going to get my driver's license, and I still didn't. And I think after a while I got quite depressed and just did not believe that I could do it because I just kept failing, my legs kept shaking, and the anxiety just kept building up. And no matter what people would say to me, I would still just not be able to bring myself to be able to pass my test. And I remember taking a break from that and COVID hitting so much that I couldn't go for the test until May 2021, when I decided to gather my courage and go again and try. And it was a really big step because it took me a lot of strength to be able to go and start again, which I did. And I continued to fail. I failed about 5 more times when I went again to try out for my driving test, which was also really taxing emotionally, but I kept going and trying. And even after failing, I would go keep practicing. And I remember on the 1st of June, I went for the test that was going to be the time that I passed. And I went with the resolution that I was going to be okay with the outcome, but try my best. And I went and I passed, and I cried, and I just remember feeling so good and being grateful for the fact that I decided to keep trying and not give up. And I'm glad that I didn't stop believing in myself, and I kept going even when I didn't want to. Now I know that I'm stronger than I thought I was because I kept trying and I eventually succeeded.
The moment that I failed in life, I remember during high school. During that time, I was a bit young and ordinary person, but I had that kind of interest of being able to speak in the public, and it has always been coming up in my mind that I want to go and speak out in the crowd, but that kind of fear that was inside me tried to stop me from trying to keep that kind of dream. So I remember one day I took the gut and just went out there. It was in the morning assembly during the high school morning gathering, where students go to showcase their abilities, their public speaking. So I went and tried to deliver my speech, but it was a bit embarrassing because I was trembling, all my body was shaking, and I could not even have a balance. I could not speak, I was stammering, and the speech was very bad. And people are just keep on laughing at me and telling me that you cannot do it. They're just laughing at the crowd. Was like, it was funny for them. But for me, it was very hurtful because by that moment I was trying to reach my goal of speaking in the public and improving my skills. But it all failed, and it was an embarrassing day of my life. But I keep on that kind of spirit didn't stop from haunting me. The spirit of want to speak in the public. So I keep on speaking, practicing. Whenever even people laugh at me, I keep on moving. I didn't care what they're talking about. And after 2 years of keeping on failing, speaking in the public, making wrong speeches, finally I got at a level where I could do my best. And it reached even a moment I participated in some debate competition, public speaking, and even winning some of the awards and become a best speaker. So this very moment for me, it reminds me of don't let your fears grounding you down and stopping you from pursuing what you want to pursue, and always do your best.
The moment of failure in my life would be when I was applying into colleges back in Nigeria. So I did my JAMB examination, which went well. Then I went for my post-UTME I did the exam, then after doing the exam, I failed it. So I went back home because it's going to take another year to start another processing and writing another exam again. So I went back home. I stayed home for like a year. I obtained another form, do the same thing again, and I passed my JAMB as well. But the post-UTME, I failed as usual. So then I was so sad and I was so emotional that I didn't know what to do. Then I wanted to give up on going back to school or studying. So, but I left, so I went back home. After some years, after some words of encouragement from people, I went back. After 2 years, I did the same exam again. I passed my JAMB as usual. Then the post-UTME, I did it and I passed it. So I was able to like overcome my fear of failure. Like when I did the exam and I saw that yes, I made it and they offered me the course I wanted to study for, I was so happy. So my point is, whatever you're going through in life, if you know that you're facing some challenges, don't just give up. We need to try pushing on, keep going until you get the best results. Thank you.